Hey, and welcome to Matt and Jess TV. I am Matt Roast.
And I'm Jessica Bun Bun.
Welcome to our reaction and review for Nine Perfect Strangers Season 2, Episode 4. Who is ready for a musical dance experience on this show?
Yeah, a musical dance experience. Maury's going on here. Who's the dad? There's a lot of stuff that they packed into this. And I'm glad that they finally started to touch on Tina and Wolfie because it is episode 4 now. I don't really know anything about them except that Tina was like this piano prodigy. I knew really nothing about Wolfie at all.
No, I think what the show is doing, at least right now, is pretty smart, where they're like, okay, we know you want to get to know these new characters. We also know we don't have a lot of time. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you these spotlights in this first handful of episodes. I'm assuming that come episode 6 or 7, most of these are going to be wrapped up. And then you're going to kind of have everybody in the full-on strangers cacophony where who knows where they're going to end up.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of surprising that they have done sort of so little with Victoria. And I mean, even Brian, I mean, these are two of the biggest stars on the show right now.
Yeah, the Victoria thing is just like, okay, you guys really must have something saved for Christine Baranski later on. Because it's just
Yes.
like, if I can remember in my brain somebody having a lead role in 2 different shows over the past 5 or 6 years, you can't just relegate that person to the background.
Yeah, it kind of feels like we just covered a show last year called Before,
Yeah.
and it had Judith Light on it, who was maybe in every episode for 2 seconds, which was really shocking. I mean, she's an icon. You're going to have Judith Light to roll out of bed to be in a scene for 2 seconds each episode. It was quite strange.
Yeah, I still believe that our moment with Victoria is coming. I'm more confident in our ability to have that moment than I am Imogen having that moment with Victoria, who's just like fast asleep for their big mother-daughter time.
Yeah, which I actually completely understand. I mean, Imogen was taking her time, but we'll get more into that.
Yeah, we have so much more to say, but before we get into any of it, be sure to hit that subscribe button because, yeah, we are going to be here through the rest of Nine Perfect Strangers with reviews, all sorts of good stuff with this really weird topsy-turvy show that we all enjoy so much. And we are building up as well for a really exciting summer here at the channel with Dexter Resurrection. There was a trailer that came out for that recently. We're even more excited than we were before, as well as Alien Earth, which we've seen a little bit of teasers for, but it's like, come on, guys, just give us a trailer already.
I know. I mean, it's the Alien series off the Alien movies. I'm so excited about it. I love those movies. But you can also support us by going over to our Patreon. Over there, we're covering Murderbot and Criminal Minds Evolution Season 3 is the only place that you can get those weekly reviews. So if you want to check them out, I'll leave a link for you below in our description. But thank you so much to everyone who has hit that subscribe button and follows on our Patreon. I mean, it really helps us.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Okay, let's talk about Victoria because we were just talking
Yeah.
about her. So she actually puts it out there for Imogen that if she wants to actually have a night where they discuss things and have a mother-daughter night, she is going to kick out Mateo, who is now sleeping out in the snow, and she's going to wait for Imogen. And yeah, she did wait. And waited and waited and waited while Imogen went off and did all these other things before finally getting to her, and then gets in and is irritated that her mother is not still staying up, has had a couple drinks, is asleep now. I mean, Imogen, you can't have it all. You wanted this time with your mom. Your mom said, A-okay, my boyfriend gonna go sleep in a snowbank so that I can spend time with you, which is also kind of weird. You have a whole hotel filled with rooms, but Mateo has to go sleep in the snowbank. Fine. And then you're just gonna meander your way through the hotel and talk to this person, that person, and then get mad at your mom for falling asleep after you just like basically stood her up.
Okay, I will say I very much enjoy Imogen, but probably not for the reasons that Imogen would like. She is inherently annoying, and she is so annoying that I
Yes.
basically have come around to this idea. It's like, you know what? I'm really enjoying watching this annoying person not get anything that she wants, because I'm just sitting back and thinking, how entitled can one person be where she really thinks everything revolves around her? That Victoria has to adhere to her schedule at all times. She doesn't really seem to be that taken aback by the idea that Mateo is just going to go and sleep in the snow, which, by the way, I agree. It's just like, was there nowhere else for this guy? Could he not? I don't know. Could he at least sleep in the bathroom of one of the other guests' rooms?
Yeah, I agree. It's just Imogen is the most frustrating character, and she's obviously designed to be that way, where
Yeah.
it's just nothing is good enough for her, nothing is what she wants, and it's gotta, to me, be tinfoil hat because nothing is good
Yeah.
enough inside of her. So, because she's unhappy with herself, no one can actually provide what she wants, and she's just pushing it on to everybody else. Now, I'm not saying Victoria is the perfect mom by any means, but this was a great moment where she was giving what Peter wanted with his dad, where he's broken it off with Imogen. It's like, my dad is actually here and he seems like he's present. I want to spend all my time with my dad because that's actually
Yeah.
why I'm here, and I think he wants the same thing. And no, we'll have a drink. I gave you a drink. I'll see you tomorrow, sort of thing. But Imogen's mom is like, yeah, all night we will spend the night together and we will talk it out. We will get through whatever it is that you want to get through. It's Imogen.
Yeah, and Imogen just does not know how to take things when they are even given to her. I think her default is to just get upset. Like when she gets upset at Peter in this episode, and he just like levies like the most horrible accusations against him, and then it's like you're basically wanting the same thing, Imogen. So you're really just getting mad at yourself. It's just projection, much.
I think I understand kind of where she's coming from. Like, they've been hooking up. It's only been 4 days. I understand it hasn't been that long, but she's depending on him for a place to sleep because otherwise she's basically sleeping in the snowbank. But also, they have been having this experience together, which kind of accelerates things more because it is really intense with the tea and everything that's going on in this place. So I understand her kind of being like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, you want to spend time with your dad, but you're not going to be with him 24/7. You guys aren't even sharing a room together. So when your dad goes to bed, why wouldn't we go to bed?
I think there's just this very interesting meta story that Nine Perfect Strangers is telling here because Imogen's clearly a character who wants to be the center of attention, regardless of whether or not she actually says that. And here we are talking about an episode that's really mostly the story of Tina and Wolfie. And yet here is Imogen still finding a way to make herself the center of attention, even in that.
Absolutely. And talking about Tina and Wolfie, it was great to finally get information on Wolfie. I mean, we kind of had an idea with Tina what was going on. She was this piano prodigy, but she never wanted to be. She just happened to be naturally gifted at this, and she wanted to be an astronaut. She wanted to be anything else, which is why she has this connection with Brian because he's the only person who's like, what do you want? Oh my God, somebody's asking me what I want? Amazing. I don't want to be a pianist. And so there is a block here where she doesn't want to do this anymore, but that block is causing a problem with Wolfie because they met where Wolfie saw Tina performing and was just like, this person is amazing. Like, not only are they naturally gifted, they're just, it makes them amazing. Like, it brings out all the best things in them, where Tina feels like it's brought out all the worst things in her because she never wanted to be this. It was nice to see that confrontation finally, where it was like Wolfie has made her whole life about Tina. She's in love. She, wants to put into her partner. Like, even when they woke up in the morning and Tina's just like, yeah, you're always here. And Wolfie's like, yeah, we're in a relationship. That's part of being in I am always here. Yeah, we're in a relationship. And now what? Like, what is the problem? And Tina finally says, oh, the problem is that it's like, she's my mother. I'm dating my mother at this point, or I'm with my mother. We're in this relationship and I don't feel good about it because Wolfie's pushing me to get back into being a pianist. And seeing Wolfie stand up for herself and be like, yeah, that's the woman that I fell in love with. This is the person that was just the most amazing person I've ever seen. Now you're just playing Minecraft and bossing me around. Like, I don't want to be treated that way. And I'm being treated really bad. I'll tolerate the Minecraft person, but I love the other person.
I will more than tolerate all Minecraft people. I love Minecraft. Minecraft is a very worthy hobby. Thank you very much.
I
But
agree. Listen, somebody wants to hire me to play Minecraft and boss you around, that's fine. But in a relationship, it kind of sucks.
yeah, it's a problem if the other person is not into that. But I just think this is where ultimately we have to get down to brass tacks here. Like, this relationship does not feel sustainable to me at all, especially if you're talking about Wolfie fell in love with the version of Tina that she's not. And then it's like, okay, maybe Tina can get that back. But then even if Tina gets that back, it's just going to be like, okay, well, then Wolfie loves this version of me, but does she really love me for me? She's just loving attributes. And that's a very complicated thing with the relationship. I mean, the fact that she has stuck around shows a certain amount of loyalty, of care, but
Hmm.
it's also shifted their relationship dynamic to a place where it may not be recoverable. And this is where I think the tricky thing about this show comes in. It's that, okay, maybe Masha and this big retreat can quote unquote heal them, but is healing them basically just going to turn them into people who they aren't really? And so they've kind of created this artificial relationship bubble for themselves that's going to convince them that they're okay. And then maybe a year down the road, it's all going to fall apart and it's then going to be even worse.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's actually going to just break them up. If they're both going to realize who they are inside and it's going to heal them inside, like we saw with Wolfie this episode, where she was like, I don't want to be treated like this. Like, I love you, but like, you are treating me like trash. This is not okay. Like, I tolerate this, but like, I don't want this. It's a very long life to just be bossed around by somebody that doesn't want to touch me or kiss me. Every time I come around, they recoil. Like, that's a very long life. And this retreat might, in that way, then, at least for Wolfie, let her realize that she deserves more than what's being given to her.
Well, that's the thing is that, I love watching love stories. Like, I very, very much do. I like to consider myself romantic, but I also don't want to see characters be together just for the sake of, oh, they're together at the end of it. Because, yeah, if they go through all of this healing or healing through this retreat and they end up together, but there's no actual improvement on their dynamic, well, it's then like, okay, you've already expressed this relationship is making you unhappy and it's not sustainable. So why is it sustainable now?
Yeah, I will find it very strange if Tina breaks through and she starts playing again. She has this love of music because it sounds like she's never really had this love of music. She's just good at it. And
Yeah.
because she's good at it, she does it kind of thing and she gets through it. But she doesn't necessarily seem to love it. Where Wolfie really loved music, and when she saw Tina, she was like, "Oh wow, I thought I was good, but like this person is amazing. Like, I'm actually not that good. I'm okay, but oh my goodness," sort of thing. That this person is inspiring Wolfie with music. And if music is the thing that's brought them together, that is, for Wolfie, music is a part of her. Like, it's not just sort of an attribute or something she likes to do. It was really a part of her. If you're with Wolfie, you gotta be part of the music game here. And for Tina, it was never really like that. She's just forced into it.
Yeah, I find the Tina storyline to be pretty relatable because I was a I'm not like saying I'm a math genius or anything like that, but
Yeah,
it's like,
but
well, okay,
maybe
I
you
was
are.
really good at math. I was really, really good at math. I had almost the perfect score on my math SATs, and it was just like
Let's go.
I could have gone to school and been an engineer or something else that uses a lot of math, and I'm sure there's a lot of money in that. Oh, actually, I know there's a lot of money in that, but it's just like, okay, I'm gonna do that and then just have a career that's just with numbers. It's like that's really, really boring to me. Some people out there may love numbers. Some people maybe like the CBS show Numbers. It's just like that's not me. I like writing. I like being creative, and so I ventured into the extremely profitable business of being an English major. And I was just sitting there being like, this is better. But Tina, you have to pursue your real passions. And even if that means that you won't have Wolfie in your life anymore, it's just kind of like, do you want somebody in your life who doesn't really like you, just likes this other part of you you don't really like? Like, there may be someone else who loves you for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do feel like we're going towards a breakup. I don't know if I'm gonna buy that Tina has some kind of breakthrough where now all of a sudden she loves music. It's gonna be
Yeah.
kind of weird that she never did, and all of a sudden, I don't know. It's just gonna be a bit odd.
Yeah, the other thing I'm kind of tinfoil hatting at this point with this whole season is if Masha's going to artificially, quote unquote, save these people, because we already know what Masha's really up to here, and it's all related to her daughter. And I think at the end of the day, she's going to do whatever she can to make that possible and go for a means to that end. Like, is she going to set up these characters in situations that aren't actually beneficial to them, like set up Tina and Wolfie so that they're basically, all right, you're together now, you're all happy, but then they're just going to realize that that's not the case, and that's kind of where we're going this season.
Yeah, I feel like Masha's just dropping the ball, and it feels like a lot of the other participants do as well, where they're just like, every single, event that we're going to here is run by Martin, and we're getting the B team, we're getting the understudy, we're not actually getting Masha. And then Masha shows up to this music exercise and says a couple of impassioned words and then leaves again. It's just kind of like she's not really running anything at this point. She does have another agenda, and I get that, but like, you're there. Why not run things? To me, tinfoil hat, it feels like she's just trying to run Martin out of this retreat to make it that, the participants don't want to be around him. They think he's not really doing a good job, that he's too inexperienced. So, just get him out of here so she can just have the entire thing for herself. So when she does start to dive deeper into these more like focused memories, Martin's not there to say anything, because they've said that Martin does not drink the tea ever, and she does, and they don't agree on that. So if Masha can make Martin look like a fool or a clown, maybe she can get him out of there, but I just don't think that's going to be possible.
It's going to be hard given the situation that has been established. Like, I understand what Masha might be trying to do with this. It's sort of like there's an employee at your job who is not doing a very good job, so you want them to leave, but you just intentionally just let them sink or swim because they won't listen to you. Martin doesn't want to drink the tea. Okay, that's fine, Martin. You can
He's not supposed to.
Yeah, it's just like, Masha, it's always got to be your way or the highway, right? Even if your way is really, really bad. And so I think, like, her desire for control is one of the things that's going on here. I think the other thing that's going on here when it comes to her, quote unquote absence is that there's one person she clearly cares about at this retreat more than anybody else by far, and it is David.
She only cares about David. I mean, and David is no dummy. I mean, he said that before he came here, his team was like, no, 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 this doesn't seem like a good idea. We don't like this. So they did some research into it. They know that the hotel is broke. They've taken out all these loans. They're not going to be able to pay back. He's like, and I'm a billionaire, so I understand why I've been brought here. And Masha's like, well, no, that's not why you've been brought here, even though we all know that's part of it. He has been brought there for his money. And she's just kind of like, oh, that's what you have to work on, that you think everybody's after your money. Well, everybody is after his money. He's not wrong. But the bigger picture here is it is seemingly that David is the father of Masha's daughter. Seemingly. That's what they're kind of making it look like.
Yeah, I'm coming out of this episode thinking that, okay, David's the father, and that this is where we're going, but it's like, once again, Masha, what do you get out of this? Like, I understand for you the idea of, okay, I want my daughter back all the time so I can sort of live out my memories, or perhaps move them forward and create new memories with this person who doesn't actually exist. Like, I understand your end game in that way, but with David, do you think that it's going to be, oh, I'm going to show you that we have this daughter, and now we're all going to live out this family life that never exists? It's just like, okay, is David going to be okay with this? Is this even going to work the way that you seem to think? Because this is the other thing. Like, she has revolutionized this technology, if you will, but what's the guarantee this is going to work the right way for everyone? Yeah, it's worked this way for you, but we're talking about somebody who did not even really know about your daughter. So it's just like, how could you create something that doesn't exist?
Yeah, and that's what's really interesting about it is because I think that while she does want the money, and I think if David knows that maybe he was the father of this daughter, that maybe he's more inclined to give it than just a business venture, that there'll be more of a personal reason here. I think for her, she needs David to be involved with this daughter to get that personal connection because he doesn't know. He didn't have any relationship with this daughter. The daughter, he doesn't know.
Yeah.
So this is the way to make that happen. Bring out the technology in the disc, mix it with the tea, see if together the three of them can have these family moments where he realizes not only did he have this daughter, but now he can see her and interact with her and build a relationship with her that pulls them together as a family and bonds Masha and David and bonds the money.
Yeah, that's where the money gets really messy because it's this idea of, okay, if he feels like he has a child mixed up in all of this, then he's going to do whatever he can to support this project to the point where everybody on the outside is going to be like, what's wrong with this person? Why is he giving all this money to this? But that's something that Masha clearly wants because I think Masha feels like she can heal the world. But I think I've used too many air quotes here, but I think in reality, it is just sort of like she's just trying to heal herself, and she's also trying to like boost her own acclaim. Like, I still have not seen enough through a season and a half of this show to really feel like Masha cares that much one way or another about the well-being of these other people.
No, I don't think she does. Everything is all about her. And with David, it's even bringing him there with Peter to work on their relationship because seemingly he's not the worst dad out there, but he's a pretty absent dad. He's a dad that, work comes first, Peter comes second. He thinks giving Peter an hour to have a drink with him is putting time into him.
Yeah.
And because Peter is this proud people pleaser. Whatever you need, Dad. I'm great, Dad. I'll wait for you, Dad. Cool. No problem. He just doesn't want to do anything to upset his dad, where his dad would want to spend even less time with him. Masha needs to bring David around to being a parent. So if he's a parent with David, he can't be a parent with a daughter who isn't here anymore. But if she's able to open up that side of him emotionally with Peter, he can be open then to the daughter that isn't there anymore.
It feels like this next episode is going to be very, very much all about this, and I am excited for what that's going to look like. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm also wondering how all this could end up affecting Peter, like an actual child that is there around David. Like, there is potential for it to get gloriously messy.
I feel really bad for David. There's a lot of adult children out there that go through this where all they want is to have a better relationship with their parent. And for whatever reason, whether it is work or whatever's going on with Victoria, where, she's seemingly maybe at end of life. She has that book with her that's like preparing for the end of life. So maybe something is going on that Imogen doesn't know about. But I think there's a lot of adult children out there that are having difficulties bonding with their parents and, it from childhood into adulthood where they just feel like they're missing something.
Okay, everybody put on your hard hats here because I feel like I'm about to say something that people are not going to like.
Oh,
the dance sequence is silly. I did not need the dance sequence.
Agreed.
And okay, all right.
No.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like, we referenced musical dance experience earlier this episode. I'm also going to throw in there the whole Goo Goo Muck from Wednesday and how that ended up becoming like this huge viral thing. It's like,
let's also talk about American Horror Story, Asylum. Guys, just stop it. I don't want to watch people karaokeing and I don't want to watch people dancing around.
I'm okay with it if it feels like really, really super, I don't know, organic or makes some element of sense. Like the Severance stuff I found enjoyable, but I think it's just here, it really felt like, oh, we saw what these other shows did. We saw how viral that made them. We're going to put this in here and then we're going to get millions of views for it. And then it's like, no, it doesn't feel organic because you guys have already done all this other weird stuff. What you did with Imogen and Peter, where you basically transported them to the Sound of Music or whatever that was. It was like, that was already weirder than this. This just felt like you were desperately searching for clicks.
This season feels like The thing that they're doing wrong is that they're trying to be weird, where the
Mhm.
first season was not about that. The first season was really the weird moments were coming through these really personal moments and big breakthroughs and, horrible trauma that was happening to people. It was about the people and their experiences. Everything that's going on here where it's like crazy dance numbers and yeah, the Hansel Gretel thing or whatever was going on, that wasn't really happening that much last season. What they get right this season is where you have like Agnes ending up at the church and banging her head bloody in a confessional. That's more along the vibe of what was made season 1 so good. And
Yeah.
here it feels like, oh, we need it to be weird. Let's have a dance number, extra weird. Let's, have this Hansel Gretel thing going on. They're trying too hard to make it a weird experience instead of doing what they did in season 1, which was already a weird experience.
I think they just need to ask themselves when they're crafting this stuff, what is the point of this? Is it just to be weird, or am I actually expressing something? Like, here's a good example, because this is the thing I do like. I like the puppet. As I said earlier this season with Brian, I enjoy the
It
puppet.
makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense because, yeah, it's weird, but that's also exposing us to an inner monologue of his that he does not feel comfortable to express himself. So it feels
Hmm.
like we're actually getting something with that character out of that.
Yep.
Dancing, we're not really getting anything out of these people watching them dance. The only thing we're doing is sort of being like, okay, they're stalling because they're not dealing with their own problems. Okay, all right, I get it.
Yeah, I felt like when they were setting up this music room and everything with that, because of Tina and what's going on, and music is a way to express things. I thought we were going to go in a much different direction with this, that we were actually going to be using these instruments and something was going to be able to come from this.
Yeah,
They weren't even really used at all. It just turned into
no,
like, let's turn on a soundtrack and we're all just going to dance around.
yeah.
This season has some problems. Like, I love the first season so much. I've seen it multiple times. It is excellent all the way through. Here, it feels like they've got flashes of how good season 1 was, and then they fill it with dance numbers and just weird to be weird. Like, we get it. They're all drinking the tea. It's going
Yeah.
to be weird, but it doesn't have to be exactly like that. You guys didn't do that in the first season.
Yeah, it really does feel like, okay, we had established source material for season 1, so we
Yes.
had something to go on. We don't have anything, so we're just all dancing in the wind this season. And it's like, yeah, I enjoy watching Nine Perfect Strangers, and there are still
Yep.
some high highs this season, but
Yes.
it does feel like we're getting a lot of disjointed narratives that aren't really connecting fully. And yeah, I know they still have a half a season basically to stick the landing on some of
Mhm.
this. I really hope they do. It is just, yeah, I don't know how many people out there, and you guys let us know in the comments if you're enjoying season 2 more than you are season 1.
Yeah, it feels like a lot less people are watching this season. And I know there was a huge break from season 1 to season 2, but I mean, there was a huge break between season 5 and season 6 of Handmaid's Tale, and
Yeah,
everybody came back, right? So it's just interesting to see that a lot less people seem to be talking about it this season. And there's a lot of really good stuff going on this season. Yeah, there's some problems, and that's okay.
yeah.
But most of it is pretty good. Like, I'd say 85% of it is like on the mark.
All right, well, let's just hear from you guys. Like, what did you think about this episode of Nine Perfect Stranger season 2? This season overall, is it too crazy for the sake of being crazy? Do you wish there was something a little bit more solidifying? Let us know. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss other coverage. And yeah, support us further. Join our Patreon. We've got that link in the description. We are covering there exclusively Criminal Minds Evolution in addition to Murderbot. Thank you so much. We'll see you here next time.